Hi, my name is Grant Banbury and I'm here at the Agintyre Gallery today to talk about this particular painting by Ivy Fife. What is really exciting about this particular work being in the collection is we have here a retrospective catalogue from 1977 put together by the MacDougall Art Gallery, and this painting graces the cover of it, which gives it quite a bit of provenance. Ivy Fife very tragically dies in 1976, just a year before this retrospective occurred. She has a background working with landscape, portraiture, still life, and working in many medias across gouache, watercolour, pencil drawings, and oil paintings, of which we see here. She went to the art school in Christchurch in the 1920s when she was relatively young. She in fact had an association with that institution for nearly 40 years. She taught painting there, and from what I understand, she was somebody with quite a quiet personality, but very much focused on her work. She retired from the art school in 1959, and this work comes from the latter period of her career, painted in 1964. If we look at the painting, we can see these large areas of colour that have been applied by palette knife. And in a sense, it gives the work a very specific sort of energy. It makes the work quite alive. If you look at it, there are areas of colour and there seems to be no boundaries to those areas. There's no dark lines or construction in that particular way. So this particular technique allows the artist a lot of freedom. Her work, earlier work is quite tight in terms of its execution, and she fits in to a group of artists in Canterbury at that time, particularly the likes of Bill Sutton, who concentrated on this particular way of working. Here we have the central sunflower, and this comes from a series of works. A number of them are in other public collections like the Christchurch Art Gallery and the Suter Gallery, for example, in Nelson. And it's got a pretty centralised composition here. So you lead out, it's like a sun leading out from the centre. The colour range, pale grey, soft greens, and if you look at the work, there's no really major dark tones in it. It remains relatively light in its tonal value. This work takes on a very modernist perspective because a conventional sense of three-dimensional space in a way is denied, and you're given an emotional response to the subject matter. There's no real sense of light direction in it, so that's different to her earlier work, and it's a very joyous painting. I know that in the latter part of her life she didn't have great health, and so rather than going out into the landscape, she concentrated on what was in her garden. I think the Agintyre Art Gallery and those people that come and view this work are very, very fortunate to have such a beautiful painting in the collection.